Hey y'all. All right, so I want to fuss first. There are some YouTubers, none of you will be surprised by this. Not a damn one of y'all will be surprised by this, but there are some YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers that are all about themselves. They're all about me, me, me. I need to be on camera so I can talk to you, so you can see me and how awesome I am. And they have a lot of followers, they have a lot of subscribers, and so it just feeds their ego, kind of like people on TikTok. It just feeds their ego. They don't really want to please their subscribers. They just want to be on camera and be the star of the show. There are a couple of women in particular, although men do it too. They're so caught up in being a star on here or whatever, and they just, if you ask them a question, they ignore you. If you ask they're trying to sell a product even, and you ask them about that product because you're thinking about buying it, do I use that with this particular item? And they will ignore you because they have a lot of it. They have a lot of knowledge. They teach about this. They're experts on this, and you are pretty much irrelevant. I will answer your question if and when I feel like it because I have the knowledge in my head and you want the knowledge in your head, which automatically puts me in the driver's seat, which is such a turnoff. And there were a couple of things that I asked about. And Beauty Hobbit, I think her name is Beauty Hobbit. She's wonderful because she will respond to you. She is a YouTuber. She's not feeding off of her excessively huge ego. She has answered my question. She has tried a product that I asked her to try. I said, "Have you considered trying this? I'd like your opinion on it." She don't have a problem with that. She's not one of those narcissistic, in love with themselves. I'm all that. I don't really care what you need because it's all about me anyway. She's not one of them. But there was another person who I asked her, "Can you give me advice on how to use those particular nail wraps with nails, with acrylic nails, or whatever type of nails you decide to use?" And she said, "I'm on it." She never did it. So I unsubscribed and was like, "Okay, that's it. I'm out." I'm not going to beg you to do something. I'm not going to fall to the floor in front of you, kiss your feet and say, "Please do this for me. I know you're famous and I'm not, please." I don't need to be famous, okay? I'm not feeding off my ego when I do these videos, and I'm still down to earth. And even if I had 1 million followers tomorrow, 1 million followers overnight, I would not change who the hell I am. And if somebody said, "Can you do a video about this?" I would definitely consider it, and I have done that in the past. Even if the topic wasn't really something I felt comfortable talking about, if somebody asked me, "Can you give advice on this?" or "Can you talk about this a little bit more?" I have no beef with that whatsoever. So I'm not one of those. Um, she never gave me the advice, so I did it myself, and I had to figure out how to undo it myself using a nail drill. Would it have been easier if she would have just told me? Sure, it would have been a lot easier, but she wasn't going to tell me, and she told me she was on it and she never was. So like, fuck it. Look, I'll figure it out. Get the fuck out of here. And I figured it out, and it was really hard, and I'm not doing that style again, because it was just a real pain in the ass because I had to figure it out. I was flying by the seat of my pants to figure out how to do it, and look, I ain't got time for all that. So it's just annoying. It's just annoying. People become stars in their own mind, and what you want is irrelevant. What you need is irrelevant. You are irrelevant unless you're feeding my overly massively huge ego. And I'm not one of those, and I never will be one of those. Even if I was an overnight sensation in 5 seconds, I would not be like, "Oh, I'm above you." Okay, I'm totally above you. So whatever you want is totally irrelevant in my mind, just completely irrelevant. I'm not one of those, and I pride myself on that. Oh, rant over. I can't stand that. Anyway, a lot of fake YouTubers out there. A lot of narcissistic YouTubers out there. A lot of people that are feeding off their own ego out there, and I'm just not going to be part of that shit. And I will get rid of you, so you're out. Um, Anyway, so I wanted to talk about something I asked another YouTuber to do, and she's a stuck-up snob, so she didn't do it, so I'm gonna fucking do it. Okay? God dang it, that annoys me. Anyway, I asked her to talk about how to turn down somebody on a date. It doesn't have to be a man or woman, it doesn't matter. Although, with men, because their egos can be a little big, some women are like that too. You have to be worded in a way that's not makes the person feel bad about themselves, okay? And I will talk to you about what I've used in the past and what I still continue to use. And it works for me. If you know something that works better, by all means, let me know. Um, when people have asked me out and I wasn't interested, I said, well, let me give you the background. So where I used to swim all the time and I was in the hot tub all the time, which is excellent for my body aches and pains. It was just beautiful. It was at the college in Warrensburg. It's called UCM, University of Central Missouri. And I used to swim there all the time. And the dynamic when you go there is not to pick up people. That is not why we swim. We go there to exercise, we go there to work out, we go there to mingle with other people, chit chat with them, and that kind of thing. And then you're sitting in a hot tub, which is kind of an intimate situation. You're all facing each other, and usually there's conversation that flows pretty naturally on its own. It works out really well. But it's not a bar where you go there for the sole purpose of looking for meat to bring home. It's not that kind of dynamic. And when somebody comes in there that's new that does that, it's really annoying because you didn't even feel out the environment before you came in here trying to pick somebody up. Really annoying. Anyway, so this dude, I don't plus, let's just put it this way. Plus, you're wearing a swimsuit, you're not wearing a lot of clothes, so you're not going to be necessarily receptive to someone coming on to you because it could be they're coming on to you because you don't have a lot of clothes on. It's not really the ideal situation for someone to pick you up unless you're just looking to get laid, which I do not go out looking to get laid. It's just not who I am. So we're a little more defensive about ourselves and a little less likely to respond to you in the way that you want because of how we're dressed. It's just not, like I said, it's obvious that you scoped us out in our swimsuit and now you're like, hey, 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 and hey, hey, go make a U-turn and get out of here. So this guy had been checking me out and he thought he was, what's the guy's name? He was in movies. He was in the movie Mahogany, old school movie with Diana Ross. Ah, I got his face in my head and I can't think of who it is. Oh, what is his name? Everybody got the hots for him. Black guy, very debonair. I can't think of his name. Anyway, so he thought he was him. And he's leaning on one elbow and I'm in the hot tub and he's like, so, you want to give me your number? And I said, no, I don't date. Why not? Because I have other things that are a bigger priority. And he proceeded to pout for the rest of the night like a little 2-year-old. I obviously made the right choice. I don't go out with toddlers. Anyway, move right along. It's just, and then another guy came in there, and there is a guy who he and I were close. He's from Nigeria. Is he from Nigeria? Whatever country he's from, he's a sweetheart. He's not domineering towards women, and I'm going to put my foot on your throat and let you know who's in control. And a lot of those foreign men, even American men, think that they're in control of you. Okay. He was nothing like that. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something positive to say. He was a pleasure to be around. So we became close. And he never looked at me like steak on a plate because I had my swimsuit on. He never did that. And I never did that to him because it's just not what we do. When you're civilized, it's not what you do. Anyway, so some dude came in there. His Speedos are about that big, okay? And everything he has is advertised because his Speedos are that tight. They're snug. Don't get me wrong. He has a nice body. He's probably, I don't know, 65. So he's kind of, he's not old, but he's a little up there. And anyway, he's got the body of a 20-year-old. So, but I don't care about that because, yeah, you got a nice body and whoop-de-whoop, I don't care. That's not our dynamic. That's not why we get in a swimsuit. Let me put on this swimsuit so I can get laid. We go in there to work out, like I said, and to meet other people in the hot tub. We sit and talk about life and tattoos and what do your family think about you having tattoos? What do you think of America? Because some people are in the USA for the first time. They're going to college. They've never been here. They've never seen cold. They've never seen snow before. So it becomes an interesting topic. Well, he came in there and he starts trying to mac me, and I'm like, his idea of macking a woman is, so when are you going to take me to dinner? I should have said the second Tuesday of next week. Dude, we don't come here for that. Anyway, move right along. So, uh, and then I told the lifeguard about him. He came in a few times trying to mac me. He doesn't care who might be involved with somebody, which I wasn't, but still, go away. It ain't that kind of party, dude. Anyway, so come to find out, I told the lifeguard about him. I said, "What is his deal? He comes in here trying to mac people. What is up with that?" And so she said, "He tried to get me to run with him." I said, "You're kidding me." She said, "No." Now, mind you, this man's old enough to be her father. She's a young college student. She's going to, she's a lifeguard, trying to make a little money and get her education on. And this fool who's old enough to be her dad, first of all, I want you to think about what you're asking. You're asking a complete stranger if they would go running in a heavily wooded area with you, a total stranger to them. Where in your logical mind do you think women are going to be cool with that? She don't know you, dummy. She don't know you from a can of paint. Okay? Oh my God. Somebody help me. It's just insane. What makes you think? So one time he came in and my friend was in there, my friend from Africa. I don't remember which country in Africa, but he's, like I said, he's a sweetheart. He always has a smile. He's just a very charming guy. Really, really nice guy. Not charming like narcissistic fake charming, and then you'll find out I'm a monster later. Not one of those. He's actually nice all the time. He's very consistent. Anyway, when Speedo, we called him Speedo Jim. Okay, we called him Speedo Jim. Quit laughing, it's not funny. So I told my friend, I said, "Listen, I want you to sit really close to me and I want you to pretend that you're my that I'm your girlfriend." And he starts laughing. I said, "No, I'm serious. You don't think, no, 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 you don't get it. I'm serious." Okay. And par his usual funny personality, he starts laughing. He goes, "I would charge you for my services." I said, "Just give me a bill." I said, "No, I'm serious. I want you to sit close to me like we're having an intimate conversation because that one over there, he don't understand no. He thinks no means pick me up Friday. So, yeah, I want you to pretend you're my man." And so we did that and sat close to each other and laughed and giggled and acted silly. And dude got a clue. But he's not the type to get a clue from now on because the next time he sees you, he's like, "Hey, girl, hi." I mean, he's just obnoxious as hell. So anyway, I was never going to go out with him, obviously. And you don't ask women, "When are you taking me out?" That does not make intelligent women go, "Oh my God, you're such a turn on, you freaking uh lady killer, or whatever. You're such a player. I love it." No, no, no. Sit down. Sit your ass down. Anyway, so what I have said to guy, like I said, I've said I'm not interested in dating. I'm not dating right now. I've got other, like I said, other priorities that are more important. Um, what else have I said? Oh, I turned out a guy. We were in our swimsuits, but I didn't feel defensive with him. He was way younger than me, like probably half my age. I'm like, "Dude, your mom would kill me." Like, no, we can't do that. And so anyway, he uh he was in his 20s. He was super polite. He was super non looking at your body like, damn. He never did that once. Not once. So I was doing my laps. I did like 10 laps every time I went. I did 10 laps and I was taking a break from doing my laps because it was wearing me out. And he said, "Hi, my name is so and so." And he extended his hand and shook my hand, which was very polite. And then I continued doing my laps. And eventually he said, "Do you think I could take you out sometime?" He was such a gentleman. Oh my God. I'm not kidding. I will never, ever, ever forget him because he's so freaking well mannered compared to men that are double his age and even older than double his age. They ain't got no kind of manners. This gentleman right here could teach y'all how to act. So he said, "Do you think I could take you out sometime?" And I said, "How old are you?" He said, "Age is nothing but a number." I told my guy friend about that. He started laughing. He said, "Gotta love that positivity." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Honey, I'm old enough to be your mom, you know?" He said, "Age ain't nothing but a number." I'm like, "No, you can't have my number, but you can have a hug." Me and his friends kind of cracked on him. And he was just sitting there with a shy smile, like, "Really? Really?" And afterwards, I gave him a hug, and I never felt like I can't hug him. He's gonna instantly get turned on. He's gonna press me into his body because I got my swimsuit on and he's got his swimsuit on. He's gonna squeeze me closer to him. There was nothing like that. It was never like that. He's such a freaking perfect gentleman, and I have so much respect for him, and I will never ever forget him. But I wanted to break it gently, like, your mom would kill me, okay? She'd murder me. I'm probably your mom's age. I mean, come on, man. But I never, like some women in a club, dudes asking you to dance and you're like, "What the hell are you talking to me for?" Nonverbals. And I'm not defending women who do that. However, I've had to explain to my guy friends. They're like, "Oh, she's so bitchy and she's just looking at me all evil." Because guys have been trying to grind her all night and she's up to here with it. Like, you don't ask me to dance when it's a fast song, okay? When it's a slow song, you want to dance so that you could grind and try to get a handful of her booty and all of that. But when you sing the fast songs and she's in her seat, like, she's grooving and whatnot, and you just ignore it. Obviously, she's grooving because she wants to throw down. You didn't ask her then. You asked her when it was slow dancing only, and women can feel that you're getting excited on the floor. We over 18 up in here, and you're pressing closer because you pressing her closer to you because of that, and it's just not appropriate. So anyway, I just got to the point where I didn't slow dance with men anymore, even if it's just friends. No more slow dancing. That is it. Like robot resetting. I got that from Lee Hammock. He goes, "Narcissistic robot resetting." He does that all the time. It's freaking hilarious. But like, no more slow dancing. We're not going to be a child because, oh my God, he's got a boner. I mean, we're not going to do that. You're not going to act like a 5-year-old about it. But at the same time, it's inappropriate if that's your goal. I need to get turned on. So come here, girl. Let's grind on a slow dance. No, we're not. No. No. So it's kind of an awkward thing when someone asks you out and you don't want to go, not because they're not attractive or not because of any other reason, but it's just not something you want, but you don't want to come off evil. You don't want to come off hateful. You don't want to look a dude up and down like, mm. And I think there was I know for a fact there was one lady that she turned the guy down. She felt like something is not really connecting up here. I don't have a good feeling about him. So she politely declined, and he hit her upside her face with a brick. That was in the news. This happened, I think, a few months ago. So her face was all swollen and she was crying and everything, and the cops got called, and of course he got arrested in the whole 9 yards. But it's like, some women are, I've told them about this yesterday, talking how, like, what do you say to turn down a guy? And One lady said, "No is enough." That's a sentence in itself. And she just kind of cocky about it. I said, "You got to be careful how you turn people down, because if you turn down the wrong person, you went from a queen to a bitch in 2 seconds flat, and now he wants to go upside your head, puncture the tires in your car, or chase after you, or do something else off the wall, because certain people do not take no well. So don't be cocky with your no. Don't be cocky. And even if you're nice, you could still get a brick upside your face. So, okay. I think every woman has been through at least one time, or most women have been through guys asking them out. They say, no, I appreciate it, but no, thank you. Oh, you think you all that, bitch? See what I'm saying? You got promoted to queen status and demoted to cockroach in less than 30 seconds flat, which means you made the right choice telling him no. Okay. So I think it's important to tell people no gently. I think it's important to, I know of some situations where the guy asked the girl out and she started laughing. Like, you got to be kidding. Who would go out with you? She didn't really have to say it. But when she laughed, that was so degrading and so upsetting to him. He obviously had a lot of other things going on, because this isn't an appropriate reaction after she made fun of him. Like, imagine me going out with you. That's not the proper way to turn somebody down, okay? He obviously had a lot of things going on. He climbed on top of the barn. I think it was a barn. And he proceeded to throw himself off the barn and end his life. You could get hurt. They could hurt themselves. They could take themselves out. They may take you out. I mean, and I don't mean for ice cream. You have to be careful. And people are so easily triggered nowadays, triggered to the violent page. Even if you're the nicest person in the world, you could be Mother Teresa. That's how sweet you are. And they still could say, what, bitch? You know what I mean? So you got to be careful. They may follow you to your car. You got to be careful. So I invite guys who see this video, if you see this video and you want to give us, no guy is going to volunteer to be turned down. I understand that. I'm smart once in a while. However, if there's a way that we can politely say no, that doesn't have anything to do with you, we just don't want to date, we're not in the space or whatever, has nothing to do with you, give me an idea, excuse me. Give me an idea of what is a polite thing that a woman could say to you where you wouldn't take it personally, or someone has turned you down gently and you like the way she turned you down. You didn't want to be rejected, but she did it in a polite manner where you still felt good about yourself. You didn't feel like she could, kick sand in your face like, boy, get out of here. You know what I mean? Because that's not cool. If you've got a way that you could tell me that's polite and not disrespectful. I don't want to date. I don't really like people. I don't. And every single time I have made somebody the exception, almost every single time, they made me regret it. So I'm like, this is the reason I don't get bothered with people. You know what I'm saying? And this goes for friends too, not just dating. This goes for friends too. Somebody who I thought was a friend, and they end up kicking sand in my face for no reason at all. And obviously they were, what would the word be? Had issues, had some serious issues going on, and just decide to isolate themselves. You're not hurting anyone but yourself when you isolate, but go ahead, do what you got to do, boo. I'm trying to think. I'm kind of at a loss for what to say. I got to go in a minute. I'm at a loss for what to say to turn a guy down politely. If somebody pushes, that means they don't respect your boundaries. If somebody doesn't want to lose you, even as a potential friend, they might give you their business card and say, hey, I respect that. I understand that, not everybody likes dating. Not everybody wants to date. But here's my business card. If you ever change, if you change your mind. He's not putting pressure on you. He's not trying to make you go out with him, regardless of what your needs are. He's like, if you ever change your mind, give me a call, girl. Maybe we could just go out for coffee, or whatever. But if they try to push you against, not literally push you against the wall, but if they push and push and push, well, why not? You should go out with me. You don't know me. I could be a good person for all you know. Blah, 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 blah. That's somebody that does not give a damn about your boundaries. So that's not someone you want to go out with. Okay. I may not know what to say politely, but I do know that when you're pushy, you don't respect my boundaries. And that tells me that you could potentially be a toxic individual. And so I was right at turning you down because you acting stupid. Sometimes it's not appropriate because it's someone you work with. It could be your boss. In a situation like that, I think it's kind of easier to say, I don't date people I work with because that can make things really awkward. I think you're a great person. I get along with you. I have no problems with you, but I don't get involved with people I work with. Okay. I think people can understand that. Obviously, if it's a situation where that person used to go out with your friend, we got a girl code. We don't mess with somebody our friends used to mess with because that's like totally out there, but it does happen, but it don't happen with me. I don't do that. Used to date my girlfriend. Really? Or this one particular person was interested in someone I know. And then after things fell apart with them, he started trying to mac me. And I just sat there like, really? He goes, that's kind of inappropriate, huh? I said, yeah, a little bit. So those situations I can understand. That's easier to turn down. We work together. I'm not going to do that. Or you're my lawyer. That's unethical. Maybe after the case is we've resolved the case. But if I hire you, I'm not going to get involved with you because we have a work relationship. Now, if everything goes well with your case and your lawyer says, hey, congratulations, you won your case, or whatever the case is, maybe we could celebrate with a celebratory dinner or something, and they're single, not engaged, not seeing somebody, not engaged, not married, okay? Then once you finished your work relationship, then if you want to, you could go out with them. So those situations, it's easy to say, hey, no, but these are the reasons why we work together, or you're my lawyer, or you're my professor at college, and I don't want you to show me favoritism, and then my classmates hate my guts. So in those situations, it's a little easier to say, hey, no, and this is why. But somebody that you just happen to meet in passing, or they hang out where you hang out, it's a little more awkward. What do you say? But I'm not dating right now I think is a good catch-all phrase. I'm not dating right now. Don't take that personally. I'm not dating right now. I've got other things going. I got a bunch of things going at the same time, but I'm flattered. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a polite way of doing it. So if anybody else has ideas, men or women, I don't care. It don't matter. Put them in the description below because, like I said, I asked one of the YouTubers, to do a video of how to turn people down nicely, and she blew me off. So screw it. I did it myself. I will not ask Her Highness to do anything like that ever again. Anyway, people kill me. They just do. Anyway, y'all be good, be cool like ice cubes, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.